Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel Dentistry of Two Minds, your partner in mastering the world of dental histology. In this series, we will break down complex topics into simple, digestible explanations to make your learning experience fun and effective. Now, what is dental histology? Dental histology is the study of the microscopic structure and function of dental tissues and their surrounding structures such as bones, connective tissues, and blood. It forms the foundation for understanding oral health and pathology. Before we begin with the depth of chapters in dental histology, let's cover the basics of cellular histology and stains. In today's video, we will focus on cells, their structure, location, and specialized functions. Let's begin with the osteoblast, the bone forming cells that play a vital role in both skeletal and dental health. Osteoblasts are found on the surfaces of developing and remodeling bone, forming a single layer along the bone matrix. They are most active in areas of growth or repair. Their cytoplasm is basophilic, meaning it stains blue or purple due to the presence of abundant rough endoplasmic reticulum reflecting high levels of protein synthesis. Osteoblasts have an eccentric, round or oval nucleus positioned away from the bone surface to accommodate their protein producing organelles. Organelles in osteoblast include rough endoplasmic reticulum, which is responsible for synthesizing bone matrix proteins, Golgi apparatus, which modifies and involves in packaging of proteins, mitochondria, which provides energy for these high demand processes. Osteoblasts synthesize and secrete bone matrix components like type 1 collagen and initiate mineralization through enzymes like alkaline phosphatase. Coming to the next cell, osteocytes. Osteocytes are osteoblasts that become trapped within the mineralized bone matrix. Osteocytes are located in small cavities called lacunae within the mineralized bone matrix. Each lacunae typically contains one osteocyte. Osteocytes are flat, spindle shaped with a small nucleus and minimal cytoplasm. Osteocytes extend cytoplasmic processes through canaliculi to connect with adjacent osteocytes and osteoblasts. Gap junctions in the canaliculi allow direct communication between osteocytes and other bone cells. These connections are vital for nutrient exchange, signaling, and bone remodeling. The surrounding matrix is heavily mineralized with hydroxyapatite crystals providing bone rigidity. Osteocytes help maintain this matrix by balancing bone formation and bone resorption. Functions of osteocytes include sensing mechanical stress and regulate bone remodeling as well as calcium and phosphate homeostasis. Talking about the next cell, fibroblast. Fibroblasts are the principal cells of connective tissue and are responsible for producing and maintaining the extracellular matrix and collagen. Fibroblasts are spindle-shaped cells found in connective tissue. In an active state, they appear elongated or larger with an abundant cytoplasm. They are found in repairing tissues, whereas quiescent fibroblasts are smaller with less cytoplasm. They are found in mature connective tissue. Active fibroblasts have basophilic cytoplasm due to abundant rough endoplasmic reticulum and euchromatic nuclei. Whereas in quiescent fibroblast or fibrocytes, the cytoplasm is less prominent and eosinophilic. Nucleus in fibroblast is oval or elongated, centrally located and euchromatic, reflecting active transcription. While in fibrocytes, the nucleus is smaller, darker and condensed. Active fibroblasts have abundant rough endoplasmic reticulum and a well-developed Golgi apparatus, reflecting their role in synthesizing extracellular matrix proteins like collagen, elastin, glycoproteins, and proteoglycans. Fibroblasts are embedded in ECM they produce, including collagen, elastin, and ground substance, with processes interacting with matrix components. Coming to next cell, plasma cells. Plasma cells are differentiated B cells that produce and secrete antibodies in response to antigen exposure. Plasma cells are found in lymphoid tissues, bone marrow, and areas of chronic inflammation. Chronic meaning lasting for a longer duration. Shape of plasma cell is round or oval with eccentric nucleus, that is nucleus is displaced to one side. These cells have basophilic cytoplasm with a perinuclear Golgi zone. Nucleus is dense clump chromatin with a clock face or cartwheel pattern. One or more prominent nucleoli may be visible. Function. Plasma cells are responsible for antibody production and have distinctive features reflecting their role in immune response. They secrete copious quantities of immunoglobulins as a protective antibody response. They present as a response to infection or chronic inflammation. Note that plasmacytoma, multiple myeloma, Waldenstrom and macroglobulinemia and plasma cell leukemia are malignant neoplasms of the plasma cells. Next cell is mast cells. These cells arise in the bone marrow, circulate as immature precursors, and develop into functional mast cells after entering peripheral tissues. Under normal conditions, mature mast cells do not circulate in bloodstream. Mast cells are a type of immune cell found primarily in connective tissue. Mast cells reside in connective tissues, especially in areas exposed to external stimuli like skin, lungs, and gastrointestinal tract. Cytoplasm is abundant with large metachromatic granules. Nucleus in mast cell is oval or round, typically eccentric, which is pushed to one side. Granules are large, round to oval, basophilic, and metachromatic, which turns red or purple with toluidine blue. Metachromatin containing histamine, heparin, proteases, that is tryptase and chymase, and cytokines. Cell appears round or oval with abundant cytoplasm. In H&E stain, cytoplasm appears blue-purple and the nucleus is pink. Granules are prominent and coarse. Note that mast cells are not readily identified in routine histological sections due to the water solubility of their densely basophilic granules, which tend to be lost during preparation. Thus, special techniques of fixation, embedding, and staining must be employed. When stained with certain blue basic dyes such as toluidine blue, the granules bind to the dye, changing its color to red. This property is known as metachromasia. Next cell is giant cells. Giant cells being of two types, Langhans type of giant cell and foreign body type of giant cell. Talking about the Langhans type of giant cell, these cells are specific type of multinucleated giant cell typically found in granulomatous inflammation or chronic inflammation. Langhans cells seen in chronic granulomatous inflammation, especially in tuberculosis, sarcoidosis, and leprosy. Cell shape is large, multinucleated with abundant cytoplasm. Nuclei are arranged peripherally in a horseshoe shape or circular pattern. Multiple nuclei, often more than 5, evenly spaced along the cell periphery. Their function is to involve in immune response to persistent infections, attempting to isolate pathogens. Next giant cell is of foreign body type. The cells are multinucleated giant cells that form in response to the presence of foreign materials or debris in the body, which the immune system cannot easily eliminate. These are found in response to foreign materials such as splinters, sutures, and dust. While the cell shape is large, irregular, or oval shape with abundant cytoplasm. Nuclei are arranged randomly scattered within the cytoplasm, whereas it was of horseshoe shaped pattern in Langhans type. Likewise, multiple nuclei are present unevenly distributed. Their function is to involve in the phagocytosis and encapsulation of foreign substances. The core difference you can see in the giant cells are in Langhans type there is peripheral nuclear arrangement, while in foreign body type it is random nuclear distribution. Likewise, in Langhans type it is associated with infection, whereas it is associated with foreign material in foreign body type of giant cell. This concludes our lecture on the histology of cells. In the next video, we will explore stains and talk about peripheral blood smear for microscopic study. Thank you for watching our video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and tap the bell icon so that you never miss an update for more dental histology lessons. Thank you.